What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Sleeping Giant here, and we're now about to begin the Sleeping Giants Wednesday morning coffee vlogcast show. It's all about live interaction with the audience, so feel free to comment in, leave comments. There was already some comments, some back and forth bantering between myself and my fiance because she bought me a mug and she knows I have to heat up my coffee over and over, and she was afraid of it exploding. So I said, you know what? There's only one way to find out. But no, this isn't metal, this piece right here. She thought this was metal. It's my beautiful cup. Tiny Tina fan from Borderlands. Any Borderlands fans out there? Mm, nice. I love coffee. We're going to kill a little bit of time. Give some time for the audience to hop in. I took like 2 weeks off, so that might have ruined things. But I was getting a little morning client base, whatever you want to call it. Today's topic is about rebirth. I'm going to pull that up as well. Add that to the stream. This boxer right here, his name is Vinny Paz or Paz. I don't know if I said that right. Vinny Paz, Vinny Paz. But today's episode is about rebirth. Rising like a phoenix, rising above it, rising from the ashes. Lots of people have overcome adversity, have adapted, have figured out a way, to get where they need to go. But in my mind, a rebirth is something a little bit more specific. A rebirth is when you've been completely destroyed. I mean, broken to the point of no repair. And somehow you did it. This man right here is a professional boxer. There's a great movie about him. I think it's called I Will Bleed for This. Let me see. Let me double check that. I got a picture of the movie so he can get his plug in. Yes, Bleed for This. If you guys have not seen Bleed for This, you must go watch Bleed for This. It is an incredible story. Hold on, let me make sure my mic is in the feed. Something just happened. Okay, my mic's in the feed. So this man was in a terrible car accident. He breaks his neck. He's told, he'll never box again. Um, if he takes a hit, if he trains, like it's a wrap. One more hit could finish, the damage that was done. He received a type of neck break that he would be lucky if he could live any type of normal life, let alone be a professional boxer. He was told never to train again. He was told never to box again, like not even for training, not even for sparring. And he said, "Fuck all that." This man literally built. Well, I wouldn't say built because it wasn't even that extravagant, but he set up what he could to train and work out in his basement, and he had to sneak train for a fight. Like this man booked the fight and was in his basement, and his wife is upstairs, like, "Honey, what's all that banging down there?" And it's like, "It's nothing. It's me and Jimmy Roughhousing." It's him and Jimmy fucking training to be a professional fighter when his neck is broken. While this man had this contraption on his neck, while it was still on his neck, he was hitting pads. He was lifting weights. He was doing whatever he had to do to get back in the game. And the entire time, he was one miscalculation away, or one strained muscle away, or one push or pull away from ending everything and being completely paralyzed. He was in a position where he was given a chance to walk again, um, and get that normalcy back. And he risked it so he can get back to where they said he would never stand a chance. And guess what? Spoiler alert. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys can figure it out at the end. It ends with a happy ending. But he fights his way back, all the way back to the top, and he returns to fighting. Make sure you guys check out his story. This man had a broken neck and was risking fully paralyzing himself permanently. And it didn't matter. He did what he had to do, and he got back in the game. And I respect it. Some will call it stupid. Some will call it foolish. But each person, man or woman, has the right to choose what sacrifices they're willing to make, and what dangers they're willing to risk. So, in my mind, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I gotta change my banner. We start in 5 minutes, and we currently started. All right, so we're gonna talk about somebody else. Hold on, let me check something real quick. So Vinny Paz, right? Now let's talk about a UFC fighter, Matt Hughes. This man was hit by a fucking train. I'm gonna say that one more time. I'm gonna leave the F word out. I had to drop the F bomb to emphasize. He was hit by a train, full on collision. Was in a coma for I don't even know how long, for a few months. Um, they didn't even know if he was gonna wake up again. They didn't think he was gonna walk again. They didn't know if he was gonna be normal. They had seen signs of brain damage that they were afraid was permanent. They didn't even know what portion of this man was gonna return psychologically and mentally. On top of the fact that his body was broken, he was hit by a fucking train. This is something most people don't survive. He was fortunate enough to miraculously survive, and then he was given in this option: go through all this pain and suffering to acquire any bit of normalcy. And he did. He didn't get back in the UFC, MMA. I mean, he got hit by a fucking train. I repeat it again. Um, and at the time, he was a retired fighter for a long time. But this man had a rebirth. You know what I mean? I kind of have a personal rebirth as well. Let me see if I can pull it up on the side. I'll talk a little bit, but I'm gonna see if I can pull it up because I had an old documentary that I think I have my exams on. But I believe it was 2005. I had a back surgery. Surgery was supposed to be 3 hours. It ended up being 8.5 hours. They stopped counting at over a thousand stitches. I had three surgeons operating on me: a vascular, orthopedist, and I forgot the other guy. They had to remove, uh, detach and reattach all my major arteries and veins. So I was at risk of bleeding. I had like a fucking 70% chance to survive. There was a 30% chance I would die from this operation. But I had to get it, because I was gonna be paralyzed. I had my T11 all the way up to I think L2 was all broken. Um it was bad. They had to remove a rib, they had to remove half my diaphragm. They put my diaphragm back minus 25% of it. The shit is crooked and elevated, but they did what they had to do. You know what I mean? Um, I was told out, most people that had the operation they had would be bedridden. I refused to let that happen to me, though it did happen for a few years. I was bedridden. I blew up to almost 400 pounds. I'm heavy, so it's 375. Um, because I spent almost I spent almost 2.5 years bedridden, and then like 5 years dramatically limited and restricted. Um, when I finally started to walk again, I had a back brace for months. Oh yeah, the surgery was crazy. I'm missing I'm leaving out so much. They um they had to remove a rib. They replaced two of my vertebrae with a dead person's vertebrae. I didn't even get the good shit, y'all. My insurance was like, fuck Sleeping Giant. He's getting the basics. So they gave me a Godiva. Every time I say Godiva, I think of Godiva, the chocolate. But anyway, they gave me a Godiva. I hope I said that right. And I got a plate and four screws. So they told me, I'll be lucky if I fucking walk again. And you know what I said? I said, not only am I gonna walk again, I'm gonna join MMA because when I had that brush, it was like a brush with death. And I realized there was so much things in my life I wanted to do against all odds. I didn't give a shit what anybody told me. It is what it is. So I said, fuck all that. I always wanted to be a fighter. I always wanted to do MMA. So 2011, look at that. My operation was in 2005. 2011, January 1st, I signed up for MMA. A dead man's vertebrae. Well, that explains the ghost. Actually, Drew, I had ghosts before the vertebrae. The dead man's vertebrae might explain some of my like mood changes and taste bud changes. My music taste changed. Some of my food taste changed, and I honestly wondered if like it had something to do with that because there's like suspicions that some people that got transplants have noticed things. Sorry about that banging. My daughter's home. I'm doing this morning vlogcast. So my daughter's up and about with her fuckery, banging stuff. But she right there. She's safe. She's okay. I'm watching her. So the surgeon even came in afterwards and told me flat out. Well, he didn't say flat out, but he pretty much insinuated that I died or almost died. He said I gave him his worst scare he ever had in his life. I don't know if I want to show you guys the scar because I don't know. Yeah. I'll show you guys another time. But I actually got a 14-inch scar across my whole side that I cut open my side, pull it apart, and get they big ass hands in there. The Two of the surgeons that was working on me had hands like the size of fucking basketball players. Like, no lie. They were both like 6'3", the Chernoff brothers. They're real famous for doing surgeries. Shouts out to them because they kept me alive and fixed my back. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Chernoff brothers. Shout out New York's best surgeons, Chernoff brothers. But anyway, they probably wouldn't recognize me. They like saved so many humans. But anyway, so long story short, I signed up to MMA. Um, and then, 11, 10, 11 years later, like, I'm just still rocking and rolling. I still take many risks. There's a good chance I can't fight MMA. I went to this guy who was like, he was a specialist. I'm trying to recall exactly who he was and his credentials. Pretty much, he was supposed to be the top something in New York, and he was such a top or whatever the fuck that they went to him to decide what'll be the outcome with giving pro MMA licenses to guys. And one of the new topics of that year happened to be dudes who had fusion surgeries like me. So when he met me, he was fucking excited. He was like, "Oh my God, you're going to be great. I could use you for you do mine." He made me sign a paper, asked if he could use my story. And I don't know, he said he had to do some panel with fucking America or some shit to decide what limitations they're going to, they're going to do. And he was telling me that he feels 100% safe and comfortable with me doing kickboxing. He says I could take blunt force trauma, this and that, but he wasn't comfortable about jujitsu, and that didn't sit well with me. I accepted that I can't fight MMA because if I fight MMA and someone gets on top of me and we jujitsu in a certain way and shit gets hostile, I could be in some serious trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because of the plate and the screws, my back only can bend a certain way. It doesn't have the normal flexibility my back would have had. So he explained to me that the area, so I don't know, let's imagine this is the bar. He said the area on the outsides, when I bend, it'll create pressure that could like, do some serious damage. So I can't do the MMA because you do the MMA, guys gonna come at you 100% hot. So I went into kickboxing, right, to get the kick. But I still practice jujitsu. I just have to practice safely. I take a risk with judo. I still practice the judo because the judo, you can fall, you can land a certain way. But I've been doing judo so long that I've learned to finally fall. In the beginning, the first 4 years, you get wrecked. Your body, your injuries, get used to it. If you want to be a good judokan, listen, injuries is going to become your best friend because you're going to get a new injury every day. And you either train with it or you don't get good because you can't just be taking weeks and months off over and over and expect to get good. Shouts out to the mug. So I don't have, I was hoping you guys have some questions, more input. Normally I get more input. I appreciate those that commented. But I don't really have a moral to the story. The whole point of a rebirth is I just want to say that there may come a point in your life where you'll be faced with a rebirth moment, where you'll be told you can no longer do something anymore, or you'll be told you can no longer achieve something anymore. What do you do? What do you do in that moment? Sometimes I thank God and I'm like, damn, I got lucky. All those judo tournaments, all those jiu-jitsu tournaments, I was wilding. I was fighting men at 100%. I had chose to be ignorant. I didn't want to know how bad the back situation was. I was just like, yo, whatever happens, happens. You know what I mean? Um, so I respect either decision. You know what I'm saying? The whole point, though, is it's a crossroads moment. And if someone decides, all respect to any man who doesn't decide to cross that line. But extra respect to those that do, because that got to be the strongest loyalty to a passion. Like I love the jiu-jitsu so much that I can't stop. I don't care how fucking dangerous they tell me. I'm never gonna stop. I'm feeding for it right now. Give me some jujitsu. They got all these fucking gyms closed. I can't fight. I can't be a fighter at the moment. I can't train. This shit is whack. Shit is so whack. But if you love something, find a way to do it. That's the way. I can't sit here and lie and say that I just go train with reckless abandon. I did for the first like 10 years, but once I spoke to that dude like a year ago, it was like, oh shit, I bet. Um, I just realized something. I officially signed up with MMA in 2011. Um, but I had a little bit of it wasn't like real training. But anyway, that's why I say 11 years. But I just realized 2011, 220. That's 9 years. There's 2 years unaccounted for, but I've been doing this shit for a long time. But anyway, neither here nor there. Fuck, I forgot my train of thought. This is why I hate live sometimes. Secret training. Not, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing. But you know, even secret training, it's not the same. You're not getting those roles in like you're supposed to. Um, if you love something enough, oh yeah, that's what I was getting at. Is that I take precautions now, so I'm not gonna fight MMA. I'm just gonna keep it kickboxing. I decided to leave the tournaments alone. I'm done with the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, judo tournaments. Maybe mostly. Every now and then, I think about hopping in the older man circuit, fucking up some of those old guys. But some of them is nasty. Don't sleep on those old dudes. But what I'm saying? They get tired, so they dangerous for like 30 seconds, and then they get tired. Then I gotta worry about bringing them back. But anyway, that's just a joke. Shout out to my old heads. I'm a semi, almost there. Young old head, old young head, whatever you want to call it. And it's like with the judo, I also won't go with any savages that just want to win and destroy you and break every limb. You gotta find a way to do it safely. So find a way to do it, and if you absolutely can't and you choose not to, that's okay too. Sometimes it happens. It's unfortunate, but sometimes it does happen. But today was about that. I'm gonna wrap this up, but today's topic was about rebirths and just how fucking insane and epic they are. Like, the first guy we talked about was Vinny Paz. He had to sneak, work out, and train while he was still healing with the neck brace on his neck, keeping it in a certain position because if it teetered in any direction, it could break worse and just be done. No, I know, sick. I know, sick. This is a morning shit for the early birds. I actually took 2 weeks off. The last 2 or 3 shows, it was actually popping in here. There's people that get up early, but they lost track. I did a show in a couple weeks in a row. Then we had that crazy 2 weeks where the world was just like fucking wilding. So I just didn't feel right podcasting at that time. A deep show, you know what I'm saying? I took some time off of some of the shows. So that's why we back, Vic. But what are you doing up then? You say people don't be up, but you up, bro. What you up? You working right now? You bringing somebody food or you doing secret training? It's my guy right here, Sick Vic. Shouts out to Sick Vic. Um, so yeah, we're gonna I've been missing the early show. Yeah, I took 2 weeks off. The early show was good, man. We come with a life topic every week, and I just kind of converse with the people. People will point out stuff. They'll agree, disagree, comment, question. It's real awesome. It's all about conversing. So I definitely accept anybody's opinions about anything. You know what I'm saying? We out here brainstorming. That's what these are. These are morning time brainstorms. So thank you for tuning in, Andrew V. Shouts out to Andrew V. He's new to the podcast game. I asked him to be on my That's Weird Science show. Just started, just kicked off, and he's been great. Last night we filmed episode 2. Tonight we're finishing off episode 2, and we'll be dropping it tomorrow. Sick Vic, I'm about to ride. Where you about to ride to, Sick? You know, food run or some shit. Sick Vic delivers food. So if y'all need some food, hit up Sick Vic. He'll bring you your food. You know what I'm saying? What he does to that food before he gets to your house, I don't know. I can't speak on it. So, rebirth, man. Listen, anything you want in life, we've talked about this before. Takes hard work. You got to sacrifice something for it. You got to work towards it, typically. And then there's these times in life where you want something so bad, it might be bad for you. Like pro fighting with the broken neck, doing jiu-jitsu with the back situation I got. And I still do it. It is what it is. It's a part of life. And sometimes we love things so much that we need it. We physically, psychologically, and mentally, emotionally need it. About to ride on the trails. Nice bike riding. Yeah, I got to get back up on the bike riding, bro. They got me trapped. They won't let me out. They won't let me out. You want to give what location? What trails you at? Or you don't want your groupies to come get you, your fan base. They're gonna flood the area. Pictures with Sick Vic. Sick Vic is there. So we about to sign off. So listen, man. Um, Appreciate every day. Appreciate every passion you could do because one day it can be taken from you. It's a heart fucking breaker. It's heartbreaking when the doctor looks in your face and tells you can't do something you love. Um, but it's a part of life, and hopefully you'll get through it. And just find a way. Get what you can out of it. All right. Get what you can out of life because it's short. You know what I mean? Oh, we got somebody. What's up? Good morning, Justin. What's up, Justin? Haven't seen him in a long time. We used to do some boxing back in the day. It's the wholesome mitts for this kid. Good kid. Shouts out to you, buddy. You doing jumps? Bro, how many times you fell? Let's be honest. You need to be recording that shit. Go to the jump, son. I want to see a double, triple backflip. If you can't do a double, triple backflip, you ain't shit. You don't know nothing about bike riding. I could do a double, trip, spinny, flippy, all that. With one hand and my hands tapping. Nah, I'm just kidding. I could barely roller skate. I could fight though. I could fight. I could ride a bike. I can ride a bike. I can do that. I can keep straight. I can't roller skate for shit though. What you doing today, Justin? You up chilling? We were talking about Rebirth. You know any Rebirth stories? You ever heard a story about Vinny Paz, boxer, broke his neck? This dude was not allowed to box, and behind his wife's back, his whole family, he went in the basement and pretended he was doing therapy, and instead he was actually training for a fight and became a fighter again. We talked about Matt Hughes. He got hit by a freaking train. He was in a coma. He was told to never walk again, and he didn't give up. You know, people could just stay bedridden, and instead he said, "Yo, I'm gonna go through this painful ass surgery. I'm gonna go through this painful ass therapy. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that," and they made it. They made it happen, man. So shouts out to everyone that joined today. Blessings to everybody. It was a short vlogcast because we got to get back on the grind. Um, checking the comments. I saw something. We get back on the grind. So with that said, we signing out. This is the morning shit. Not a lot of people be up. This is for the early birds. We get deep. We talk about life. Next week episode, I don't know what it is yet because it could change. But I will tell you on July 8th, episode 8, we have a special guest. It won't be at 9:15, 9:30, which is when I normally like to do this on Wednesday mornings. It's gonna be at 12 in the afternoon, and it's gonna feature, damn, I don't want to get her name wrong. She is a holistic, hold on, I'm gonna get her credentials real quick. Give me a second. But she's pretty much a health expert, let's say. You know what I'm saying? And I'm bringing her on the show to help you guys out, give you guys some nice health tips for limited resources and limited funding. You know, a lot of people say, you know, what do I do? What do I get? Well, you know, I don't have this much money. I only have that much money. So she's gonna come up with a list. Hold on, I'm trying to find. She's gonna come up with a list and some advice and consulting on that. You guys can feel free to ask questions. Check her page out. Um, Jennifer Elise Feldman. All right. And she's so many things. I asked her exact credentials. There it is. She's a certified holistic health counselor and trainer. All right. So I got a certified holistic health counselor and trainer coming on the show July 8th at 12 p.m. in the afternoon. Y'all can still drink coffee. It's a coffee show. I like coffee like New York. And she's gonna give you some tips on getting healthier with limited money, limited resources, and a limited shopping list. As well as she'll take any questions about health or eating diets, whatever. And make sure you guys look for her page on Facebook. And we're gonna plug you guys in. This week's episode was about rebirth. I hope you guys found the stories interesting. Everyone have a good day. Any last words before we go? Any questions? Anything? It usually has a couple seconds delay with the comments, so I'm gonna wait a second. See if anybody wants to add. Energy drink. Is that how you rebirth? Energy drink. I actually drank 2 Red Bulls this week, and I feel like a piece of shit about it. I have this thing where I'm like anti-energy drink. I don't drink them. I try to avoid them. They got some bad stuff in them, but I broke. I had 2 energy drinks this week. I haven't had energy drinks in years. I said, "Fuck it." I needed it so bad. But if you could avoid the shitty ones, they got some good ones. You know, you need some pep in your step. You could get a amino acid supplement. So much more healthier for your body. Give you the same effect of an energy drink. Look into it, y'all. Glad I can hit y'all with that gem. Thank you for bringing up the energy drink. Everyone have a good day. I almost said good night because I'm so used to podcasting at night. Have a good day and check me out at facebook.com/MMABUG. and also Facebook.com, Jose Otero dot Jose Otero period Sleeping Giant. And check out all the podcasts. Dad Fighters Podcast, That's Weird Podcast. I'm sorry, That's Weird Science Podcast. And then go over to MMA Smash Podcast page for MMA Smash Podcast with Will Colazzo and UC veteran Chris Cope, as well as Far Down the Rabbit Hole, a nice show about conspiracies, the paranormal, the supernatural. You can find that on there. On Fridays, it's the After Hour Show with Joe and Steve. And we get really crazy, really inappropriate. We watch wild videos on the internet and dissect them and just crack jokes. On Dad Fighters Podcast, it's myself plus the Campbell brothers, the fighters. Bobby Campbell, 7-time pro world champion. Tom Campbell, he's also a champion. I just don't know his exact credentials. Nice headphones. Where'd you get them? Thank you, Mr. Trump. I finally got my motherfucking stimulus package, and I acquired some headphones. My girl got me this mug though. Thank you, baby. I love this mug. Anyway, so she threw me off with that. Oh yeah, check out Dad Fights Podcast. We watch funny videos of dads and kids failing, doing silly shit. We rate it with scorecards. It's really funny. Check it out. And That's Weird Science. We bring up really crazy science related topics, and we're goofballs, and we watch wild, strange anomalies and oddities, and we just examine it and we bug out and crack jokes. Make sure you guys check that shit out. I know you're a Trump fan, Sick Vic, the money died. Yo, tell your boy to send me more money. We broke out here, all right? We broke out here. Not even out here, it's out here. That's how broke we are. All right, everybody. Take care. Everybody in New York, hold your head. Shit is crazy out here. And everybody hold your head. Stay up. We out. I'll see you guys later. Today's Wednesday, so that means Far Down the Rabbit Hole at 10:30. New live stream, comment, chat, share on MMA Smash podcast page. All right. Oh, and today I'm doing a special feature on a buddy's page, Rocky and Bobby's Retro Collectibles page. They're having they do nostalgia podcasts. Last week was top NES games. They featured me on it. This week they had a guest who can't make it, so I'm coming in like emergency guest style, and I'm hopping on it, and we're talking about top GI Joes. So if you guys want to check that out, go look for that. That's at 8 o'clock, and then at 10:30 is Far Down the Rabbit. I'm out of here. Take care, guys. Peace. TSG. See you next week.